I'm in salad, and I just came back from the Crusades, and my maiden is gone, and my manor is dilapidated, collapsed, shambles. It's ruined. And I just watched Robin Hood 2018, and it is directed by Otto Bathurst. My exposure to Robin Hood is just like the entire concept of Robin Hood is pretty limited. The only thing that I really know about Robin Hood is English boy from England, very good at archery, and is an aristocrat. And so I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm actually very excited to watch this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're following Robin of Locksley. He's a aristocrat, he's a money, he likes to live in good health, good wealth, and he's enjoying his good old pal, lovely, I'd say girlfriend, wife. The cinematography, the shots, it was very action-y. And I say action-y because I would say the general the way that the movie shots were shot, like the characters moving on screen, more theatrical versus like cinematography. It's following like rule of thirds. I noticed that more of the shots were cut, like following the motion. That's my observation though. What are your observations? Robin is interrupted by, rude sheriff, well, one of his guards actually. Hey, you gotta go fight for the war, you gotta go away. So he goes away. You know when he goes away? I'm gonna actually experience the actualities of war and how it exists. And I'm like, wow, what a way to give a character lots and lots of perspective. I really enjoyed that part. Just seeing a guard take like an innocent person locked up. You got an innocent person right here locked up, and then you got the innocent person's son, and he's also just taken to be chopped. That was not very nice. I don't approve of that. So luckily Robin is a good guy. He's like, hello, he's innocent, he has no arms, he doesn't have the guns, he doesn't work out much, he doesn't have any guns. He's just like, okay, well, I don't quite understand why you're doing this, could you please stop this? And you know the guard does? He's like, no, I'm not actually gonna stop this. So it's more like action-y. I would say the movie generally is just very action-y. And I like action movies. So it's like, it's very fun. It's a very fun concept, good playing with the concept in a funly way. Very epic. Wow, what a great way to have two characters meet. Robin Hood, you know what he does after the war? He comes home to a manor that's dilapidated, and his maiden is gone. Would you look at that? Same situation that I'm in. How awesome. I say awesome because I'm not alone with that experience. Now we both have lost maidens. I have a newfound friend. He's a prisoner, but I do help him escape, which is nice. Like, causes a bunch of chaos. Woo! And amongst the chaos, his chains get cut. It's pretty awesome. You have to go see it. How he escapes, it's pretty blink and you'll miss it. But I find it pretty fun. I'm doing the exact actions right now. I'm doing it. Must I remind you that the friend that Robin that makes is a good old friend. The friend that was the dad of the son. Okay. Prisoner, son, that prisoner, his name is John. And John and Robin are just now friends. They go talk to people, the commoner folk. The commoner folk are like, hello, I would like to do an overthrow, please. They're like, okay, we want to help the commoner folk do an overthrow. How can we best do that? Well, I think the best way to do that is to really buff up your skills. Luckily, Robin Hood does have that in the bag, or in the hood, rather. Oh, how is this so hard to put on? Yeah, Robin Hood has that in the bag. How epic is that? It's awesome. I gotta fix my wig. Also, the love of his life, his Marion, is with Will, who is a really popular guy amongst the commoner folk. He's like, yeah, let's do a revolution, hawoo, awooga. He says all of that in the movie. You should go watch it. Proof, go watch it. You have to watch it for yourself. And I'm just thinking that Will, you see that Robin is back. By the way, Robin has to deal with the fact that 2 years prior, he was pronounced dead. So all his friends thought he was dead. So now Marion was like, I'm gonna go with another guy, which happened to be Will. And I'm like, imagine if you're in that situation, I would be sad. I'd be very sad. I'd be like, oh boy, oh goodness. Well, how do I get the girl back without making things awkward? And the answer is, you cannot. The possibility of no awkwardness does not exist. So, Robin Hood is like, alright, well, we gotta get a bunch of people together to steal the money. They did a really clever thing because the sheriff of Nottingham is conspiring with the church to steal money from the commoner folk. They're like, oh, we're gonna do a raid. Let's do a raid right there. But before they got their money stolen from, they were just like, okay, tax time. We'll steal all your gold. We'll go into your houses. We'll steal all your gold for the state, mind you, because the state is always correct. And I'm just thinking, oh, that's not a good thing. Being stolen from is not okay. I would not be happy being stolen from. I really sympathize, or whatever the word is for that. I don't know the words. I would like to think that Robin Hood is doing a good thing. His mentality of stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, that is based in good, that is really, okay, nuanced answer. That is really based in good faith. Like, there's really good intentions there. It also depends on who you give the money to and what they're going to use it with, whether they're going to use it to improve their life or whether they're going to use it for self-destruction. It's a whole debate. It's a whole debate on living life. It's a lot. But I also really like Robin Hood's intentions. Meanwhile, well, Robin Hood gets his archery skills. You know what he does? He continues archery. But John, he gets captured, gets tortured. Hello, give me the name of Robin Hood. No, because Robin Hood at this point is pretty much well known for being hooded, being really good at archery, and also taking from the rich and giving it to the poor. So, in a way, Robin Hood is pretty, criminal. People really want him to go down. That's the vibe that I get off of him. The sheriff, you know what he says? I'll gorge you with pig's blood, and I'll burn you alive, or something like that. And that's not a good sheriff. That's not a good guy, no. And, of course, there's a pep talk. Hey, Robin Hood, you must step up to be the next in line. You got it, come on. You have to. Come on, man, please. If you don't do it, somebody else will, and they're going to be a lot worse at it than you are. And, of course, at this point, He's really good at archery. There's a whole horse carriage scene. It's really cool where you see the horses kind of like trying not to avoid each other. And also Robin Hood is shooting with accuracy, with aim, with good precision. He's doing all that good stuff. It's pretty amazing. And you know what's also fun about this? Well, it seems like that Robin Hood is really lucky. He's a lucky fellow. He managed to ride a horse on top of this like wooden bridge thing that I feel like a horse would collapse through. And you know what happens when he does that? Well, he's like, well, I'm going to jump off this horse once it gets shot by a crossbow arrow, and then all this fun stuff of, oh, we gotta jump, and then he jumps right into the wagon that they're wagoning about in, and then wow, Marion then meets Robin Hood through this way, and it's pretty awesome. They kiss. Oh my goodness gracious! And then that's when Marion is like, "Oh, no more Will." And so when Will and Robin Hood are like, "Hey, let's do a thing. We gotta make sure there's a revolt. Let's lead a revolt. Who's the leader of this revolt? Well, let me unmask myself," says Robin Hood. He unmasks himself. And it's an epic reveal. It's pretty cool. It's like, ooh, it's Robin Hood. Everyone's like, wow. And he even does like a whole spin. Hello, it is I, Robin Hood. I am Robin Hood. Yes, I am. Amazing stuff such as that. And also what's fun about that is, well, okay, let's do this. Let's have a bunch of shots where they're all making a bunch of flammable, throwable glass bottles that seem to be painful and intended for harm. And so when Will starts a riot, you know what he does? He throws a whole fire cocktail, Molotov cocktail, but it's no alcohol. I guess it is alcohol. It's not like an alcohol bottle though. It's more of like it's something chemistry related. And I'm also just thinking that there's a cool fire wall that it takes like 6 of those guards to like go through the suit, make the gasoline rather, just kind of push the fire off to the side so the sheriff can get to the hole where they're all stealing the money so they can start shooting. Bam, 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 bam. They start shooting, and guess what happens? Robin Hood gets shot when he's protecting Marion, and then they have a good old kiss while she takes the arrow out. And I'm like, that was next to his heart. How does he not die? No, is it the thick clothing? I think it must have been the thick clothing, because, oh my goodness gracious, I feel like he must have, could have, have bad breathing. And so when he does eventually go back to save everyone from the riot, okay, where's Will? Will's not here. Also, Will's face is now, since he had a flammable thing, he dropped it. He dropped himself, and then his face went scar and burned, and it looked painful. And of course, Will is mad that they kissed. They saw them kiss, and you know what also happened? Well, we gotta go get Will, says Robin Hood. And Robin Hood sacrifices himself to stop all of the stuff from happening. And then he gets kind of it's really painful, the pain that he goes through. He gets a thumb stuck through his chest hole where the arrow went through, and it looked painful while he's fighting. And also when he surrenders, he's thrown about, kicked about a bunch. And thanks to the sheriff for allowing the kickiness to happen. I would have not wanted that to occur. And of course, I don't approve. I don't approve of this is a corrupt sheriff. I mean, he is the sheriffing about, but he's doing it about in a way where he's being unnecessarily rude and assaulty, and he seems a little assaulty and very salty as a person. So I don't approve of the saltiness coming from this sheriff in the movie. Robin Hood really does need help to escape this salty, sticky situation that he's found himself in, that his archery skills cannot compensates for. But guess who's here? John. John has managed to escape, and now he's taking the sheriff down, and they go kick, punch, kick, bam, bam, all of that fun stuff. You know what happens when you get a prisoner and you take his son away, and then you kill that son, and then that prisoner is now threatening you to kill you because you killed his son. You made yourself a target. He's like, you're gonna get yourself a killing. I so much appreciate that. I'm just like, oh, the sheriff needs to go. Sheriff, please go away. And when he does return to save good old pal Robin Hood, you know what happens? He wraps rope around his neck a few times, and then there's this anchor that was attached to the rope, and he cuts the anchor away. And I don't know what the anchor is called, but it's a specific thing. And he goes up, and then the shot, it's a fun shot seeing that you see them leaving this church, because, by the way, it's the church that is doing all the war. The church is doing all the eviling? What? I didn't know that. Ah, wow. Okay. So yeah, leaving, and then pan up, and then bam. Look at that. Beautiful shot of him just hanging. I think he deserved it. He killed many people. I don't like murder, but he murdered people. I mean, come on. That guy's gotta go. Wipe him out. So now Robin Hood is living a tale. Well, he's living like a nice, happy life with Marion. It's nice, but there's a sequel set up. It's like, oh, this is a happy tale, but it's actually not. And let me tell you why. Well, you know what happened to Will? Well, Will got talked to by a guy, a really high up guy. Hello, would you like to be the sheriff of Nottingham? Yes, I'd like to be the sheriff of Nottingham. Okay, you'll be appointed sheriff of Nottingham, and my first action of sheriff of Nottingham as Will, sheriff of Nottingham. Robin Hood, more like robbing Hood. He's really robbing all of my men, and he's a criminal. And if you see him, you gotta give him to me. He's mine. I'll give you money, but he is mine. And then bam, Robin Hood shoots an arrow, and it's like, oh boy, Robin Hood is there. What a crazy character. I liked this. That's how the movie ends. I like the setup to the sequel. I like Robin Hood as a character. I think he has very good intentions. He does kill a lot of people, though. He's not really doing a pacifist run on life. He's more of a, I'd say neutral. I'd say more like if anyone's in his way, he's going to shoot. But more like anyone who's rich. He does not like the rich that much, as I've noticed. I don't like how he's killing a bunch of people in the sake of those good intentions, because honestly, I just think that everyone's kind of on an even playing field. Just the resources that you have are different. So it's more I understand Robin Hood's perspective. He's seen the damage, just the killing that could occur, people killing people, which is a thing that really is stated a lot in the movie. And I like Robin Hood, I like Marion, I like how she's really loyal to Robin Hood. And then Will, I don't like how he kind of chickened out after seeing Marion and Robin Hood kiss, because he stopped and just watched them, and then because of that, he just was like, oh, I'm gonna let a guard hit me, and then I'm gonna drop a thing that's flammable and let that burn my face, and I'm just like, okay, just jump in the hole, break your ankles. Okay, first of all, chuck the item, chuck it behind you before you jump into the hole and break your ankles. And then that also tells Robin Hood and Marion that you saw them kissing, and then you can have that conversation there. But now you have those fancy carts that you were stealing money from. That sounds pretty awesome. So I really liked that part. I really liked the pacing. The pacing was very, I felt like along for the ride. That's my general vibe of the movie. The coloring, definitely like more like cool, moody, but I like how the coolness and the moodiness really just like kind of enhanced Robin for me. And so because Robin Hood is a pretty cool character and I like his intentions that are good, I gotta give this movie a pretty solid 6.8 out of 10. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. So request a movie for me to watch in the comments below. Or you can fast track the request at patreon.com/ASCpresents for $20 a month for one movie review for 1 month. Or $3 a month for some daily vlogs, all at patreon.com/ASCpresents. And if you want to help support the daily grind, and to see my NSFW content, go check out my link tree right here. It really helps with all the dailying. Keep dailying, and you get to see a little bit of something special too. Go to this link tree here, and until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.